Afternoon, everybody. So this is Town Country. We're at one of our local beehives. This is a flow hive. It's actually called their hybrid. What we're doing here today is one, we're going to do an inspection. We just harvested uh, last, actually, I think on Monday we harvested. It's Thursday now, and we're going to see how they're doing with the with refilling the flow frames, and then we're gonna give them some pollen and spray them down with some Hive Alive uh, spray, and then we have another hive that we extracted from, and we're gonna see if extracted out of a house, and they're needing a little bit of help, so we're gonna see if we can grab a frame that has some young brood on it and transplant it. So I'm just getting the smoke ready in case they need it. It's pretty hot today, and they're brooding. They're trying to cool down. And if we open up the hive, we'll hear a lot of buzzing because they're going to be trying to cool this down. I mean, it's for us right now. It's just about 90 degrees. It's high humidity, so they're going to be working hard to maintain around 100 degrees inside those boxes. So I'm just going to get this going and see what's going on in there. We got the smoke going. This is just to put them in a mode of caring more about the hive and the frames than about me being here. So we're just going to try and get them focused on their colony and not worry about me. So that's why we're smoking. I mean, everyone says it calms them down, but I don't think it really calms them down. I think we just perceive it to be calm because they're not being as aggressive toward us. So they're actually, if we smoke it too much, they can create so much heat from trying to fan off the fire that doesn't exist, and they can actually start elevating the temperature in the hive itself. So we want to use smoke, but especially on these hot days, we don't want to smoke them too much and make them overfan.
Show us what's in the flow hive.
All right, so in this flow hive, we got two different things. So, like I said, it's called a hybrid. So the first part, it has flow standard filling self-tapping frames, and this is what we did on Monday. We open up these drain ports and put in a couple spouts, and we break the seal between these frames, and it actually starts flowing out the back and down. So we got those in, and then since it's a hybrid, we actually have standard frames in here as well, so we could put naturally drawn out honeycomb in there, either frames with foundation or foundationless frames, if we actually wanted to extract some honeycomb to eat. So right now this is actually a foundation frame, so we could only extract honey off of this. But yeah, this is called their capping, which when you cap honey, the bees, when they're collecting their nectar, it's about 70% water and 30% sugar. And so what honey is, it's actually it's dehydrated nectar. So when it gets down to about 70 or 80% sugar and 30 to 20% water, that's when they cap it. And that's why honey can last forever in properly stored conditions, because it's dehydrated. If they were to just put it in as nectar and cap it, it could spoil, it could ferment, and it'll become moldy. So they actually refine it and store it for this is their pantry. This is their long-term storage, is what honey is for. So that's they'll probably have that capped by the end of the week or into early next week. This should be capped. So whoops. I'm just trying to see. There's some moisture, so We need to work on improving the airflow through this hive because we still have moisture, and we have we have a little sign that it's excessive moisture, and that's what we can see with these little bugs in here. So that's one thing I got to work on with this hive. Turn the cap back on. There we go. I want a nice foundation to put these boxes on. So I'm going to use these empty boxes with a screen on the bottom, so that way we don't lose any special bees, especially when I put the brood box on here. I don't want to lose the queen, so I'll put the box on top of one that has a screen on the bottom, so that way if she goes onto the bottom, we don't lose her in the grass. If we lose her in the grass, it's going to be a bad day. Alright, so we just put this box in on Monday, so I want to see how that's going. Alright. Alright. So they're on top right now. And that shifted. I think it shifted from. Oh, wow. Okay. That's okay. So this is pretty cool. So this is a brand new frame that we put in here. No, just the foundation, and they've actually started to draw the comb out on it. So we put these. I'm gonna try and fix this frame a little bit. So we put this box in here with all this foundation frame because they were brooding on the outside, and they had actually built swarm cells in this hive. So what that's saying is the hive's too full. We have no more space, so we need to leave. And so we put this in to give them more space, to help cool them down, give them more room for growth. And it actually shows that right now I see that that was the right decision, because we probably would have lost them on probably right over the 4th of July break on Tuesday or yesterday. We probably would have lost them. But yeah, so with them already drying it out, we're really excited about that.
How come there's so much space in there?
Next to them. So this isn't, it's not a standard size box, so it won't fit full frame on the end. So we have to space the ends accordingly. So I should actually build a spacer for each side. That way when they sit in here, it's not gapped too much like it is right now. Yeah, so they're drawing out right now. And right now we want to be really careful of touching that and messing with it, because again, it's so hot out that we can damage this. So we're just going to try and do this carefully. Now this is a really calm hive. I mean, you can't see, but the man behind the camera right now, he's not even wearing a suit, and he's within arm's reach of me. But the main thing with bees is, with the honeybees especially, is they're fairly docile creatures, especially if you keep calm around them. I still have a tendency to want to, swat and flick, and just wearing the suit helps me stay calm, and it helps them stay calm. And so, rag on each other for wearing them and not wearing them, but at the end of the day, it's really what's best for everyone, for this whole experience. So maybe when they make an air-conditioned suit, I'll get it. So they're actually doing some really good work on these frames. I'm really impressed, and see they're actually... I gonna get an alert on my phone. It's on the country, it's not live.
All right, we're back again.
All right, so we just opened up. We took the top brood box off, and we opened up the next one that actually they were building out on. So what you'll see in a good hive is they'll have honey on the outside and brood on the inside of the box, and that's what we have right here. We actually have, if we wanted to, this is a harvestable frame. We could take this and spin it out if we wanted. But I think the best thing to do for them right now is, because they actually had a pretty harsh winter, this recovery is amazing. They look like they're about to die out after this winter. But seeing all this, I think I want to leave this with them and just use that so they can keep making awesome bees. So again, that's another full frame of honey. It's really good. Springtime honey is really light. A little active, so we'll just calm down a touch.
Go ahead.
Alright, so that's a full frame of brood. This cells, I'll show you. Full frame of brood right there. I can tell the difference between brood and honey because brood is more of a dull face, but honey is a very smooth face. Just trying to knock out these swarm cells that are on the bottom. All right. Just see in there. All right. So I think I'm going to take this frame from the new hive. It's got a good stiff, good variety of eggs in there. So we're just gonna.
And why are you taking that?
Because the hive that we extracted, they're struggling a little bit right now. So we want to get their numbers back up as quick as possible. So we're gonna trade out. Here for now. Give them. So this is a foundation frame. This is a plastic. You can also have wood that has a foundation insert, like on the top here. So we're gonna put that right back in the center of the brood box. And with it being in the center, they'll want to draw that out quickly. So that's the best way to draw out combs on frame quickly. It's called checkerboarding. This is another good one. I'm going to take this one as well. Make sure I don't see a queen on here, because we don't want to take her. And I don't, so that's good. So I don't want to put these side by side though. I want to do, like I said, checkerboarding, so we give them space. Alright. Really good.
Want to scrape those cells off at the bottom? They're
Yep.
really on them.
So I can show you right here. We actually have one hatching right there. So,
What is it?
so that's a worker bee. She's hatching out. That one just popped out. So they'll come out, they'll walk around, then they'll go right back in and clean out their cell. And then they'll get to work. So that back, that back. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna go through, check the last box, see the progress in there, and then close her up. So I give them a nice little spray. Feed them, put it back together, and let them be. So that's it. All set for today.
What are you going to do with those other 2 frames?
These other 2 we're going to bring back to our other hive, and we're going to put these in that hive so that when they cap up and then hatch, they can add to the colony. So, and if there's any damage to the queen at the other hive, then there's young enough eggs in here to where they can actually make a new queen. So we also have that option going on.
Sounds good.
All right.
Just putting everything back together and...
Yep. Just putting it all back together.
All right.